grinder is for gay men, but grind her is for gay women.
Yeah, grind her.
I sweat a lot.
Not in like a gross way.
Thank you.
Just in a really hot girl sweat way.
You're Jess and I'm Caroline.
Healthy boundaries, ladies. Healthy boundaries.
Yeah. I don't like to leak anything anywhere. 1, 2, 3.
Alright.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Love you.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Now I'm probably gonna like forget.
I have my notes too.
Because I probably just put down like a word and I was like, I'll remember.
You don't have the deck out.
I don't have the deck out. Okay.
Oh yeah, we need cat
Okay.
for sure. We haven't
You
done
guys-
cat in a
you guys-
minute.
Yeah.
Your little Christmas tree and your presents are beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very festive over there.
Oh, there's more. She
Yeah.
must have done more wrapping. I feel like I don't know what Kat's gonna tell me today. Like what part of my life it's gonna
Off the bag.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Shout out to Tate for making the bag.
Yes. Thank you, Tate.
Well, we left off 2 weeks ago at the U-Haul.
That
U-Haul
was the
episode.
last time?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I've like been in my house.
Yeah. So that was the first thing I thought was like, how was your first 2 weeks in the moving saga?
Easier than I expected emotionally and mentally. Harder than I expected and like having time to do what I want to do and then being a little bit like, ugh. But I mean, I love it
Yeah.
a lot.
Really glad you made that decision.
Yeah, I mean, there's times where I definitely like think about like last night I was going to bed and I was like, do I like this more? Like, do I miss having that other person there and that like protection? And for a minute there, I was like, that was nice, but then like the rest of it wasn't nice. I think I miss when I was sleeping because it's nice to know someone else is like there.
Yeah. It's definitely weird sleeping alone
Yeah.
in the house for the first. I don't know how long it took me to feel like it was normal.
But oddly, it's like because I can close the door to my upstairs, that helps a little bit because I
Feel
feel like
safer.
I'm like hidden up there. I'll get used to it, I think.
Having a dog helps because you know they're going to bark and alert you to anything.
Especially Ranger.
Yeah. This past 2 weeks, you have needed a lot of help with like moving stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just like in general.
Yeah.
And that's what my therapist was like,
Oh.
we should talk about this. And this is what was on Not For Everyone also.
Oh, I'm so
They
curious.
were talking about, it was Jess was like not able to edit the podcast that week for some, I don't know why, something was going on in her life. And she said that she called Caroline and was like, hey, so this is what's going on and I'm just really stressed. And she like beat around the bush and she wasn't like straight up asking for help. She was just like, I have a lot going on and you don't, and just like implying that she
Trying to
should
get
help.
her to offer.
Yeah, trying to get her to.
I know where this is going now.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about this though because.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, you're Jess and I'm Caroline.
You know what though? And I truly like. If you want to help.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, I really want you to know that you can. So that's why I'm always like, if you want.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a joking, like, if you want to bring me coffee. That's like, I'm obviously kidding.
I know.
But.
It's not the if you want part. It's the like straight up asking instead of just describing like this is what's going on and being like, oh. But in the past 2 weeks, I was gonna say I meant to bring this up like 2 weeks ago. But in the past 2 weeks, you've like asked directly a lot more.
Oh.
And because I kind of poked you about it the one day I was like, ask me. Because I think a lot of people do that, and I
don't assume that you're gonna jump up and help. I am honestly probably just telling you that to be like, this is what's going on. And then if it's like, oh, it works out, then that's when I think it's like, oh yeah, if you want to come over. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I have been doing better.
Yeah, you definitely have. I thought it was interesting that other like friends have that dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
Feeling, because I think I don't want to like assume, but do you see like straight up asking for help as like admitting that you can't do something yourself? Because
No,
think
I
that's how some
honestly
people
think
see
that
it.
I go into it being like, if I'm doing this alone, I'm doing this alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm like telling you about it and you're kind of like, oh, I can help if you, like, I honestly think that I go into it thinking I'm good either way.
Like when you, on the day that you moved, like actually.
Yeah, that would have
you
been awful.
planned on doing it
Yeah.
alone. And I was like, I don't want to tell her she can't do it, but.
Yeah. But I look at it like it probably would have taken longer and I would have complained, but.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, maybe like subliminally I am, like not asking for help because of something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'll just handle it myself. Maybe I am. I don't know.
Because I know that you're right now in this season of like independence and all that, and I just want you to know that like if you need something, you can ask without it seeming like you can't do it
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm aware of maybe that being the reason, but that might be the reason now that I think about it.
I mean, it was my therapist's idea,
Yeah.
so
But I do appreciate
that.
I mean, I know I know I can ask you, and
Yeah.
you will probably be there, like, unless you absolutely can't.
Yeah, and I do like offer sometimes, but it's like the feeling like I have to offer.
Oh, yeah.
is,
But
like,
I don't want you to feel like you have to. Oh, you want me to ask?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want you to ask so that
I
I
see
don't
what
have
you're
to be like, hey, I'll do it, like, I'll help.
Yeah.
Like, that's how Jess was trying to get Caroline to be like, oh, I'll edit the podcast, you have all that going on.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
But you know how some people will, like, we might be belaboring this now, but I don't care. You know how some
Michelle's
people...
like stoned in the corner. in her Yeti, no, what is it?
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. Bigfoot. Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
I think they're
Oh.
synonymous, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty much all the same thing.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like creatures that don't exist.
They're cryptids.
Yeah.
They're cryptids.
Big fan.
No, you know how certain people in my life will try to, like, be like, oh, okay, how can I, what's a good example? Like when there's a specific person I'm thinking of and it's a male,
Okay.
and will, like, make a comment to their mom, like,
It's like charades.
oh, like, my TV is really shitty, and so they'll make these comments knowing that they fully want the mom to be like, let me buy you that TV.
Yeah.
I don't think that I go into our situations being like, I want her to offer.
Yeah.
I think I go into it being like open for either, but I still know what you mean as far as you want me to ask, because I do feel like it feels icky to like offer all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want you to ever think that it's like, if you say no, that I would ever be pissed or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know that because I have said no.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't feel like I can.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'm down to run
Right.
errands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
No, I hear you.
that's all.
And it's interesting now because I'm thinking like, maybe I do have a hard time asking for help, but I never would have thought that.
But to conclude, I don't mind helping you. You know that.
Oh yes, I know. And I would hope that, I feel like I know that you will be honest if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Healthy boundaries, ladies. Healthy boundaries.
Yes.
That's all it is. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, don't feel like obligated.
Oh, I also wanted to talk about going to the gym in just sports bras today.
Ooh.
Because
Yeah.
I think that was an interesting experience that didn't go the way that I thought it would.
Like you thought it would be, where are my hands? You thought it would be harder?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be like very anxious about it. I think it helped that it was a quiet day. That not
It
a lot
was
of
a
people-
quiet
not
day.
a lot of
yeah,
people
there
were
wasn't
there.
very many people.
There are
there
specific
today.
characters that weren't there that would have made me anxious if they were there.
Yeah.
I was pretty anxious still because I'm not very comfortable with my body yet. But
I also think
I'm
you were
good.
having a day.
Yeah, I was
Your-
gonna say.
your
I'm
ovary
also
was-
at that time of the month, so I wasn't
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah,
like
that's valid.
my
that
best
makes
self.
such a big difference.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So
I will 100% be like, yes, I'm fucking awesome. When I had a cycle. I still think I have my cycle, just, it's, doesn't
Yeah.
like to show itself. But
maybe it
One
wasn't the
week and
best
then-
time for sports bras and leggings day.
Well,
Yeah.
you tell us the next time we do it.
yeah,
When
whenever
you're feeling good.
whenever you're ovulating. Or,
Yeah, when you're ovulating and
man.
nobody's
right
safe.
before that. Yeah.
Does this mean that we're just gonna start coordinating outfits for
No.
the gym now?
Yeah, no. Barrett and I have had too many close calls.
Yeah.
Close encounters.
Not even close.
Like straight up
full-blown
matching
habits.
outfits.
Yeah. I was like, are they gonna get there and be like, oh, well, I brought a shirt just in case. And
I mean, mine,
this."
I would say
I did
was
bring
like
a shirt
sports
just in
bra.
case.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, because I was like, I'm definitely gonna bring a shirt.
Yeah.
But
But then in the locker room you were
Did
like,
I bring a shirt?
that's a shirt, Michelle. And I was like,
I.
I guess that
Oh, yeah,
means
when
we're
you had
going
your-
full
yeah.
sports bra.
I
Here
don't
we
think I
go.
brought a shirt, which I meant to.
You committed to the bit.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
We all committed to it.
Yeah.
Nobody died.
Yeah,
Alright.
I felt fine. I think wearing shorts was actually harder for me than that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think if it was hot weather, it wouldn't bother me at all because I would just be sweating so bad. I'd be like, oh, this is what I'm wearing. 'cause I'm
Yeah,
hot.
when it's cold, it does feel a little
Yeah, but when it's cold,
like,
it's
strange.
like, why do you have so much skin showing?
Why do you have so much skin showing?
But then I remember, like, you're working out, so, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're supposed to be getting warm.
Yeah.
As I'm, like, shivering
I know.
Yeah,
30
it's so
minutes into my
cold.
workout.
And I'm dripping all the time. I'm just
Yeah.
constantly sweating. I feel so
You
self-conscious.
do kind of
and
sweat a
happy.
lot, but
I
not
sweat
in
a lot.
Not
yeah.
in, like, a gross way.
Thank
Just
you.
in a really hot girl sweat way.
I used to sweat a lot. I don't as much. It's actually kind of weird. I don't know why I don't anymore.
Your body is a mystery. It's like I don't have a period. I don't sweat.
Yeah, I don't like to leak anything out of anywhere.
Okay, let's draw some cards.
Alright.
Yeah.
Before Kristen leaks something.
We need to make sure we shuffle.
Shuffle,
them,
yeah.
Because I
Alright.
think
Not
that,
that
like,
makes any
I'll
difference.
shuffle, I'm good.
but we put, like, all three of our cards last time just on the bottom. We didn't, like, put them in anywhere, I don't think.
Also, I'm a blank slate today, so whatever these cards are saying
Yeah.
is going to be news to me. I don't
Right,
have
so-
any questions.
You're like, I'm just vibing, man.
Brought nothing to the table. Today's
I really don't know what
oh, this one's flipped upside down.
part of my life this is gonna, like, resonate with or call out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be, like, my, not love life, but, like,
Yeah.
relationship kind of love life, I think.
Should we talk about what the season finale mystery or big reveal was, or should we just leave that for the
Are we-
private conversation?
Are we allowed?
I mean, we talked about our gym crushes vaguely.
Yeah. Now that I know people from the gym have watched, I'm like, oh, but I don't really care, I guess.
Well, we don't even have to say any names. We could just say
Describe the funny situation.
Oh, of course.
just say
The
the
fact that it
We can
happened
say
in the
names,
same.
I don't really care.
That it happened in the
wives have
same
made
week.
an appearance.
The wives have made an appearance.
The wives.
You rolled your eyes like to the back of your head. Yeah. So
okay. I
after-
got one.
after like these guys coming to the gym alone for as long as I've gone to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
rock up with their
Yeah.
wives
And I'm-
suddenly.
Yeah. And one of them we knew was married, so that wasn't, like, crazy, but
Mm.
still a weird.
I think everybody we knew was married.
Oh yeah, we did know Clark Kent
Yeah.
was married too. Yeah. Yeah, it was a bad day for me. Bad week for me for sure.
Well, that's how you get the motivation to lift heavy.
Oh yeah, I definitely like
Oh, I work
push
harder.
myself.
Oh,
I
for sure. I'm like, thank you for the extra boost
Motivation.
that I didn't have.
That's hilarious.
do. Yeah, and I
So
feel
it's
like
kind of
accountable to them too.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's freaking
let's all
hilarious.
look at ours at the same time.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, what is going on? I got the Fates.
Ooh, a new one.
I know. I'm like, ooh.
I hate that I have to deal with this again.
With what again?
This card!
Oh, yeah.
That one's good. It's all
I have
about collaboration.
I have the picture
Yeah.
of that one in my phone
I know.
because I've gotten it twice, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is my
fate.
second time.
Fate, karma,
This one
acceptance.
comes up a lot too.
Fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are.
It's about the person that you can't change.
Actually, yeah. This is so weird. Okay, the Serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I know that one by heart. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated. Preordained by the Spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime.
Ooh.
Weird.
It's a fun.
I don't know if I
ending.
like that.
I do.
There's more
because-
to it. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events in your current circumstances have to teach you. This is a wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. I think it is about that. Aww.
I feel bad.
I mean,
I know it's on that. People have to take personal responsibility,
and they have to change for themselves. Like you
Yeah.
said, I can't.
You can't be someone else's motivation to
Yeah.
live a better life.
And I can't, I don't want that. I don't want someone who is, here in self-growth when I'm, here.
Yeah.
It's just too hard to, see eye to eye on things.
You guys know I believe in, the law of vibration, and those vibrations don't match, so they
Yeah.
just don't feel good.
Yeah.
It doesn't resonate.
Yeah, there's, so much that's wrong, and I'm like, why am I ignoring this stuff? Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We recognize today that this is the part in the pattern where she.
I know I need to make a change.
Well, she said that she's gonna have a conversation with him about it.
I said I'm gonna
Yeah.
need to, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this is the same pattern.
This
as
is how I roll.
before.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny.
Yeah, because
So I'm like, it's annoying, and
I make a
This is
decision, and then I,
endearing.
kind of ruminate over it, and then I'm like,
then there's
okay.
a little progress. And then
Yeah.
Back step.
I do small things to get me there until I'm like,
Well,
okay.
you like to make very calculated moves. You don't do things haphazardly.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
need to
really
make sure,
assess the consequences of your actions, and that's not a negative trait.
yeah,
Yeah.
and especially with this specific situation, I worry a little bit about the reaction, and so I definitely am, need to time it well, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and be tactful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not for my life, just for drama.
yeah.
For the plot.
Yeah. I guess it would be interesting.
Plot of the show. Okay, what's your?
I got all that glitters.
I feel
I
like
always forget what this
we
one
think
kind
it's
of
about
means.
I
money.
don't
But
remember
I don't
what
know
it
if
means
it is.
either.
I think we just think that because of the glitter.
Yeah. We just think that because of the glitter.
But it does come up a lot.
Okay, a need to see beyond the superficial. Okay, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature. Trying to be something you're not. Chasing after every sparkly new thing. The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. I got this when I was starting to realize about this person that it wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I offered something, and then all of a sudden I started seeing other things.
What
Do you know what I mean?
With
Just
authority, if for lack of a better word.
yeah, and now I've pretty much definitely made my decision that I'm not gonna stick around.
For a minute.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that whole thing was gonna play out. I was like, how does this end, or does it end, or does it transition into something else, or what are all of my options available to me? And I kind of went over all of them, and then I was like, I think my best option is To just realize that things are what they are. Yeah.
I think this specific person would be a bad person to try and help in a way because they seem very selfish.
At least it was like a good exercise, like putting yourself out there.
Oh, it was a whole lot of fun. I mean, I won't say that it wasn't fun, all of it, but I don't think that it's like for me.
I have soulmates.
Okay, we've gotten this
again.
card between us how many times? Like 6?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah. I think, yeah, it's like they keep telling us it's about us 3. It seems like.
Yeah, well, I think before I tried to make it about, like, my
We all
dating.
tried to kind of make it about.
I was like, oh, it's about my, like, dating life, but
Because Michelle did the same thing last
Yeah,
time.
but...
I think I might have done the same thing.
Yeah!
Like, we all the first time were like.
Like, it must be
assumed it was about
romantic.
a romantic
Because
And
that's
then-
what you
yeah.
think when you think.
And then it's like, no, it's not.
It's like, no, the
It's
people
about
that you
the
want to
3.
spend all of your time with.
And all of us have gotten this one too, yeah.
Yeah.
It was so funny today when I told Bishop about, or I
Oh
told
my
Bishop
God.
what I did for a living. I said, or you said I was a data analyst.
No, I
it was
didn't.
Michelle.
Okay,
because
well,
I
was
was
just
like
saying,
looking for my keys.
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, what do you guys do when you're not here? And I was just like, well, she's a data analyst.
Yeah.
I work at a furniture showroom, and she's a scientist
She's
who
a
makes
scientist.
microbes for soil.
I think I asked
I
him,
love it.
Bishop, is this your only job?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gave this
Well-
smirk like, I might do something else on the side that I don't want to tell you about. But then, yeah.
He thought
asked-
that I said, or that you said dating analyst.
Yes.
And
And
he's
he
like,
was
what's that?
What's a dating analyst?
Well, no, he said, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we tried to explain data. And
Yeah,
we
I
were
was
you
like, I don't
know,
know, like Excel, like
computers, numbers.
Come on.
And then he was like, no, dating.
He's like, oh, data. And then we
That was
decided that a dating analyst should be a real job.
Yeah, it should.
And it can go along with our
With our app.
app called.
We decided that Grinder is for gay men, but Grind Her is for gay women.
Yeah, grind her. Along with our empower her.
Empower. Yeah.
Our women.
Coming 2025.
Yeah, as if.
Yeah,
Our
definitely
women's health
not.
app. Yeah.
I talked to my sister about dating also.
Oh yeah, this is big.
And this is big. It's so not.
It is. I think it's like a decision that you've made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tate was like, really, you're like anxious about having to send texts back, and you like don't want to, and
Yeah,
you're
that's the fun
forcing
part.
it. Yeah, she's like, you're not gonna be having fun with it and like enjoying the process if you're forcing it. There's no time limit. This is not the best time to do it because it's the holidays and you don't really have any time in your week anyway that you don't want to spend like alone as free time
Mm-hmm.
or with your friends. And like, that's true. I like my balance of work and life and
Yeah.
everything right now. I was like, I don't have a big need for it. I'm really pursuing it because I feel like I should be.
Yeah.
It's like social, or not social, societal pressure.
I think there's part of you that wants it. But
Yeah.
I think the part of you that wants it is. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, so the battery died. Hence
Oh yeah.
change of location.
Yeah. Oh, but we should. Berit had just finished saying that she feels okay basically without dating. And she doesn't feel like would like fill a big hole in her life right now. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, I sort of feel the same way. Like I just don't think I have time. / want to spend my extra time doing that.
Yeah. That's what it is more for me. Like I could make the time, but I don't know if that's
Yeah.
what I want to do.
But
Get
yeah.
your booty off
Ray.
camera, Ray. What are
Ray,
you doing?
She's like, what's up?
What's that? What was on your list? Of
Oh,
topics?
it's a little different than
Me?
what we've
Excuse me.
kind of the tone. So I
Alright.
feel like
Okay.
maybe we should save it for next time. It's a little bit more about like motivation and how to kind of be better, and like what you can do to motivate yourself and like make sure you're growing kind of consistently.
I think that that's related to talking about people who refuse to grow.
True.
There's the forced segue.
True.
Well,
one thing, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, like kind of financial, but then also just like life and how to be, you know. And something I learned, I guess, was that we always listen to podcasts and we're like, oh, that's cool. And like, I'm gonna use that, but then a lot of times we forget.
You don't implement it.
Because you're like, you heard it, you didn't write it down. And so I heard this tip, like after you listen to a podcast, write the top 3 things you took from it.
Oh, I love that.
And then like go back and look. Because I do that all the time where I'm like, this was so good, and like I feel super motivated, and then I forget it. And so that I've been like going into my Notion, and I'll like write down what podcasts and then like the top 3 things.
In Notion?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have one that says podcasts.
Yes.
I'm
an influencer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go. Go.
I was gonna say that reminds me of something that I wanted to talk about. Small to medium / local influencers.
Ooh.
And how, because the other day we made a reel, or we like took videos to make a reel for fun, for shits and giggles, and not because we were like trying to do anything. And that, I feel like having to clarify that even in my own brain is like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of an interesting thing, how we perceive people as like cringy when they're trying to do
I don't
something
anymore.
And then they get to a
lot.
point where they're like successful, and it's like, oh well, they're successful now.
I kind of don't. I mean, of course, there's some stuff that's cringy, but I think you can avoid that stuff during that like growth
Also,
period.
You're older, I feel like.
Yeah, I think
older
they're a little
people
more
get,
accepting.
people are less like worried about cringe.
Yes,
I'm
for
very
sure.
worried about cringe.
Yeah. It is.
That's
weird
why I'm
how
doing
I
this.
just don't really care.
This is
as much.
exposure therapy for me.
Yeah, Ranger, you're completely.
come on,
like,
back it up, kiddo.
why
She's
is
like,
that
what's
spoon
happening?
out here?
That's a good question.
It looks like we're doing heroin. Is that my cottage cheese spoon that you brought home?
Maybe.
It's possible.
But yeah, influencers are. I don't know.
This is good too.
I think it sounds like fun in theory, but I like would worry so much about people's perception of me like locally, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know how our local influencers do it.
The only thing that I worry about with that, to be honest, with other people is like his family. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I think that's fine to say. Just because it's like maybe my work too. I would feel weird.
Yeah. I don't think I would ever be interested in
Maybe
being an
a
influencer for the simple reason that I feel like you have to create this character that you
I
have
meant
to
to warn you, I'm
upkeep.
sorry.
Yeah, it's Cash. Let me tap that
I
out.
was
Sorry.
literally about to be
I
like,
should
don't
have
hit
known.
that.
Yeah. You have to like keep up this character, and try to think of like
I think that's
Yeah.
the key of a good
content
influencer
and
though.
stuff.
Is
It's like
maybe like
Your
being
life
a little
just-
more genuine.
Yeah, and let your life just be what it is and have that
Right.
be the content.
Because I actually think I kind of appreciate that more now than people that are very like aesthetic. And
Yeah.
I mean, I like a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you need both, but.
Yeah.
But I think you have to talk about like what's actually going on in your life sometimes,
Yeah.
and some of that
To
is
be
hard to talk
relatable.
about because other people are sometimes involved, and like sometimes you're struggling.
Are you like? Do you need
She's
everything?
like, I haven't gotten my freaking dinner, my after dinner treats, or my amoxicillin yet.
Oh well.
Or my
no
mom's
wonder-
is still
no wonder
She's
you
like,
need
I
all the
have
attention.
learned to like the amoxicillin because my mom has sandwiched it in between food and treats. You're welcome.
I kissed her nose earlier today. It
It's
was
dry.
Like, it's like crunchy.
Yeah, I know. I kissed it earlier too, and I was like, "Ooh, you know."
She's like,
I didn't mean to.
salt.
Like,
Let me
I
get
was
some of
going
that
in for like a.
chapstick.
I have a
was
song
going in
for
for a
her
near
nose.
kiss. I didn't intend
You
to.
need
Oh.
chapstick.
But she was like,
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I should have known that that's what you do.
Yeah, it's like cracking a little bit. We need to get some mushers on that.
What does the lighter
That's what it's
mean?
called.
Who has the lighter? That's the age-old question.
I
It
don't.
might be me. I can't. Oh yeah, it's on my water down here. Here we go.
Do you want me to
This
start
landed
it?
on you. You want to hit start it?
You can start
I don't care. You can start
I started it last time. Yeah.
it.
Mary doesn't like to start it because
I
she
know.
feels.
That's the freshest hit. You should take it.
That's what I.
Yeah.
But she's like, you're like, it's too hard to get going.
Yeah, I don't like that I have to hold the flame to it longer. I feel like Ranger. This episode
This is
is
the
me,
Ranger
Kristen,
show.
and Ranger.
Come over here to them.
There we go.
Right, come here. There. You just want some love and some
I know.
food.
And some food.
That's really it. I feel like
Kristen's like, I feel that. I
Yeah.
just want some food too.
Yeah.
go and eat dinner.
So one thing that really gets me motivated, other than podcasts, because podcasts can be very motivating, but also books. Like books get me so motivated.
For sure. I've like done a lot of audiobooks because as soon as I start reading at night, I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. But I do like books.
I like watching podcasts, and then they'll recommend books, and then
Yeah.
I'll buy those books and I'll read them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that was a good read.
And sometimes you don't, like the self-help ones, I feel like sometimes you can get the gist in like a few chapters.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to,
Like
because
they
they kind of
prove their
like
thesis.
they beat a dead horse sometimes.
Well, they kind of all say the same thing.
Yeah. Rule number
Did you say-
500. Well, no, it has to be rule number like
I'm good.
5. You must smoke bowls with your friends at least once a week.
Yes.
I feel
Any
like
less than
Self-help.
that would be a tragic day.
it's enhanced my life greatly.
Me too.
I love it.
All right. Dinner time.
All right.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you.
Oh.